He's the 80s pop sensation. Went on to sell 40 million, yes, 40 million records worldwide. I am so happy to say that Rick Astley joins me now. And thank you for this book.
You're very, very welcome.
So good, Rick. Your story's so interesting. So many things I didn't know about you, especially about your childhood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the book sort of opens up with your brother basically holding a knife to your dad's throat.
Yeah.
Which is astonishing. I mean, you're just drawn into this amazing story.
Yes, I did have a turbulent upbringing, let's put it that way. I think both my mum and my dad loved us all, there's no doubt about that. But they struggled with a lot of things. They divorced when I was about 4, maybe 5. Just so many things in our childhood, really, that I think led to me wanting to kind of run away, really, and join the circus. And obviously that moment in particular with my big brother Mike. I've got 2 older brothers, John and Mike. And yeah, that's about as traumatic as you want it to get, where one of your brothers is actually threatening to kill your dad.
Yeah, but
in my defence, it was in my defence,
you.
yeah. And my dad was never really violent towards us. He just couldn't control his temper. That day he completely blew up, he completely lost it. I mean, to the point where it was, you know... And I think Mike just snapped. And I think from that day on, we lived with my dad. We were brought up in my dad's house, not my mum's.
She was quite cut off, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Maybe emotionally quite distant?
She was quite distant,
Maybe
in a way.
it was a self-defence thing, I don't know.
In a way, yeah. They'd also had a son who'd passed away because of meningitis before I was born and before Mike was. And obviously that breaks people, you know, and I think it broke them, really. But obviously that led me then to want to venture out into the world and kind of fix some of that, I think. I think that's the other thing, is that sometimes subconsciously you go and do something like get involved in music to fill a certain part of your life that it's not going to be filled by, you know, it isn't going to be filled by music, really, but you're craving it and that's what you want. You know?
Of course, it's everybody wants to be loved and appreciated and all of these things. Of course they do. And of course you were in a band, then you went to that London. You went to that London, and famously, you know, you were like an apprentice and you worked as a tea boy for Pete Waterman and all of that. And then this song, this wonderful, wonderful song. But it didn't just happen, did it? We recorded it quite a long time before it was released, to be honest. And I think what it was, I don't really think they knew what they had. They actually had, and they wrote it, so I can say this, they had the biggest song that year in a draw. And they were all a bit confused as to whether and how and to release it and what was the video. So they didn't make a video. We made the video in the week that it went to #1. So that video that's been all over YouTube and, you know, all the rest of it. Yeah, it's just it's a mad story in itself, to be honest, just even that song, do you know what I mean? Never mind what came after it. No, that's true. And the raincoat. So many boys had the black, you know, the jumper, the trousers, and the raincoat.
It's kind of back, you know, the raincoat.
Cool.
You know, I'm not taking credit for that, but I mean, it's definitely back, the raincoat.
Super
you know.
cool. But I think it's so interesting you had to fight for that song. #1 in the US, #1 in the UK.
Yeah, it kind of...
is enormous.
It was, yeah, and the American thing was super special as well, because a lot of my favourite artists came from America, so the idea that Bill Withers has heard that song always blows me away, or Al Green, or people, you know...
Yeah, like legends.
Yeah, some of the Motown people and stuff, you kind of think, well, they must have heard it. They might not have liked it even, but I know they've heard it, you know what I mean? So that was pretty cool, yeah.
No, absolutely. But at the age of, what, 27? You kind of had enough of it, or what happened?
I think people had probably had enough of me as well, if I'm honest, and I'd had enough of it, and when I say it, not music, but just the music business.
Just all of the noise.
Yeah, and I kind of think, you know, I'd become a dad at that point, and I was kind of going back to this thing about wanting to fill this black hole that I felt as a child and what have you. I kind of, the penny dropped, and it's like, the way I'm going to do this is with my own family, not by being famous or not by adulation on a stage. That isn't going to do it. And believe me, that is great, by the way. That is great.
It's good fun. But you're right. It is all about your family.
You need to find something else. Yeah.
You sort of devoted your time to that. And then Rickrolling happened. This is so brilliant. And people don't know what I'm talking about. You would go online, you'd go into a link, and then you'd pop up.
Yeah, I would pop up. I would pop up.
We're looking at cats, and then you would pop up.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy thing. And I think if record labels or PR companies tried to do that, they wouldn't have a chance.
No, they wouldn't. They would see through it.
That is kind of the beauty of the internet, is that it belongs to other people. It belongs to the people.
Yes.
And people can do whatever they want with your old video and your old song, and they did.
And they did.
Yeah. So, But how great. I mean, on the one hand, I can understand, and I've said this before, a lot of artists would be mortified if that happened to them because it kind of like takes their song into a... I'm kind of like, get in.
Absolutely.
Because there's young kids who know that song.
Everybody knows that song, right?
Yeah,
everybody knows it. Everybody's been singing it.
Can't be a bad thing.
Once you start, then it's like it's an earworm and you just
Believe me, I know.
Keep
once
doing
you start,
once you start, I know. But look, you've done Glasgow. We saw you at New Year. You were with Jules Holland. You are very super cool.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
I don't know. Okay.
You are cool, Rick. Whether you like it or not, you are cool.
All right, I'll take it then. I'll take it.
I'm super
cool. I'm super cool. Glastonbury was amazing. That weekend was absolutely... I mean, everything that happened that weekend, obviously the set with Blossoms as well, it was just absolutely crazy. And, you couldn't even dream that weekend, to be honest.
No, but and don't you think at the stage of your life, like if that had happened to you when all of this was going on, you know, number ones here, there, everywhere, and when you were so young and maybe before being a dad... You probably wouldn't have handled it as well as you are now, or enjoyed it as much as you are now.
I think that's the key to where I am and have been for quite a while now, is that I enjoy it a lot more because I'm not a deer in the headlights anymore. It's not even about control. People say, oh, did Stock Aitken Waterman control you? No, they wrote some great songs for me. That's what they did.
Sure.
I think it's just wrapped up in a different thing for me today, where I kind of like, I love every single gig that I do. We're out again in December and I'm so looking forward to that.
Right.
And I just, you know, those are the moments, I think, that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, is being on stage singing the songs. Do you know what I mean? The records is amazing, and I'm proud of some of them. I even love some of them. But I'm kind of like, I think doing it live is just, you can't beat it.
No, exactly. Special. And it still goes on today, this song. I mean, I don't know if you've seen The Perfect Couple with Lee Schreiber. And that, I mean, I love Lee Schreiber. And there he is singing your song to Nicole
He did a really good job.
Kidman.
Considering he's meant to be drunk as well. He's done a pretty good job of it, I think. No, I love that.
Oh,
it's amazing.
He's such a great guy. I mean, see that song? It's just going to last.
No, I know. It's. I mean, it just keeps popping up, like you say, and I can't knock that. You know, it's kind of like who would have wanted that? I mean, I think that's what you want from an old song. You want it to be remembered. So
of course you do. Rick, Never. It's called The Autobiography.
Yep.
It's a really fascinating read.
Thank you.
I thought I knew all about you.
Ooh.
You know, having interviewed you many times.
I
thought I did.
Yeah.
But actually, there's so much in here. It's a really brilliant story.
Thank you.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So good to see you.
Cheers.
Thank you.